Welcome back to Gardening for Health and Wellbeing. Here we have some raised garden beds on the deck. This is the red basils, and I've got some seedlings growing in there of spinach, beetroot, and I think it was radish. These bean plants underneath this particular basil are dying, so I do cut them down, but there's lots of bees hanging around this. They absolutely go nuts for it. Here we have an aubergine or eggplant growing, some chilies, basil, and the bok choy, I think it's called. And then over here we have some cucumbers. They're growing nicely. The next bed we have some kale. We have my compost pumpkin, because I don't know what variety it is. And we have some snow peas starting to grow up the trellis. Here we have a small saucer type squash. What is it called? Patty pan squash, some broccoli, and some random other things in there. There's another patty pan squash out here, and some broad beans. In the next bed we have some peas, and I think there's a random bee plant in there too. Some parsley and some more kale, and there's a tomato plant growing nicely in there as well. A little bit leggy, but growing nicely all the same. So there's the peas from a different angle. They're growing really, really well. Here in this bed we have some sweet potato vines. They're getting eaten by something, not sure what. And there are some courgettes there too. This is the compost bin. It's a bit dry, so I do need to wet it. Here we have some random beans, some spring onions, more bok choy, more random beans in this bed, and they're actually producing some beans. The turmeric and the ginger are doing okay. The turmeric, I think, is dying back a little bit because of it cooling down to become winter time. The insect hotel looks like it is starting to be used. There's a few things in there that's going great. That's along the fence line where I had the potatoes planted last year. Here's all the other garden beds. I planted up with garlic and lots of flowers. In the pots I planted potatoes and some radish and spinach and beetroot. They're coming up nicely. The rodents did eat the potato leaves, which is weird. Over in the far bed I planted out more brassicas, and there's a random courgette or pumpkin vine and a cabbage from last year. I just wanted to see what that looks like. Here is the lemon tree. It looks so healthy. I'm really, really happy with how this looks at the moment. And here I go into some harvesting. So I harvest some of the bok choy. I end up harvesting kale. I end up harvesting some of the basil and parsley. So these are just some random things that I'm doing in the garden today. Planting out some of the garlic. This is the leftover garlic from when I planted it out in the other section where the potatoes were growing last year. So these are just purple garlic, and I'm just randomly placing them along the drip line, so that whenever I water the garden they just get enough water that they need, and hopefully they'll turn out really well. I'm planning on putting some shallots as well in random places all along my garden beds, just to see how they go. That will be in a separate video. But I will continue to harvest those other things very soon, just planting out all of this garlic. I didn't get as many cloves in these two bulbs as I got in the other two bulbs, so there's not as many to plant in this bed. But I am happy to report that they will start growing soon. And they do like the cooler weather as well. And that eggplant looks so good as well. I'm really happy with that, even though it is cooling down and the plants should die off a little bit. They are producing quite nicely. Just planting out some more garlic.